Hey!
Hi!
We're here.
We are.
We're doing it.
Welcome.
Every time we say we're doing it.
Yes, because we are.
Yeah.
It's true.
So we went to St. Louis.
Yes.
St. Louis, Missouri, in fact. We went to see Oliver Tree on his one last ride tour.
Again.
His last tour ever.
Again.
No, that was the first time.
Okay, first time.
So we went to see Oliver Tree in March in Atlanta for his Cowboy Tears tour. This was his one last ride tour. This is actually his last tour. The last one was not the last tour. This is his last tour. It's funny if you know.
Yeah.
But it was great. We, of course, had to hit up Half Price while we were there. They have a Half Price books. And we're going to talk about that and the other stores we went to. And, of course, what we bought. Because we bought some graphic novels.
We did.
As we do.
Yep, bought some graphic novels. Bought some records.
Yeah.
But we're not showing records.
I was going to say, we didn't grab those.
I think... actually, I have them back there, but maybe, probably not. Anyway, we're going to start with Half Price books. I got these Love and Rockets books, which are these like cool Fantagraphics collections. They're floppy and they're color coded, which is nice. And I didn't have these ones, and they were a great price, and I'm super happy. I've yet to dive into Love and Rockets because there's so much of it that it's kind of scary. I guess maybe I don't know if I'm afraid to, or I just want to make sure I have as much as possible so that I don't miss stuff.
Sure.
And I think that might be it, but I probably need to quit putting it off and just go for it because I do have the first two collections
so
of these. So now that I have 4, I can
check those spines though. I love these spines. I think they're really cool. Get a little closer, yeah. I just love that, and I love how like together like. The titles are different colors, and they go kind of back and forth, so they're not like they don't have to be uniform, which is kind of cool. I love the black and white on the edges as well.
Yeah, there's all the ones that I have now.
There you go.
So it's just neat. They look nice on a shelf.
Yeah, they look really nice.
And we're all about that shelf life. We're all about making sure things look good on shelves.
Listen, if it has a good spine, that's what you see most of the time.
It's true.
You need a good spine.
As a book and a human.
That's right. That is helpful.
We're all about spine health.
That is helpful. But if you don't have a good spine, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
You do you. Yeah. We're not here to spine shame.
Unless it's a book, and then we will.
Yes.
We definitely will. So I'm going to start with a book I literally read. Yes, literally. I know people throw their word around, but I really do read every single year.
She does.
And that's Pumpkinheads. I read it every year. I get it from the library every year during like the fall time when, in October. I've read it every year for the past few years, I want to say. I get it at the library every time. Never owned it. Never owned it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep doing this. I will absolutely keep doing this. I'm already looking forward to reading it again this year. Why don't I own this? So I saw it at Half Price. It looks like nobody's touched it, which I love in a used book, and I picked it up. So this is Rainbow Rowell. If you don't know about it, it basically, and Faith Erin Hicks, Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks, who does the art, who's wonderful. It is about these two friends who you get to see their one night in a pumpkin patch. So every year they've come back and they've worked at this pumpkin patch. It's a huge pumpkin patch. It's not just pumpkins. Like there's rides and there's like different, like it reminds me of like a theme park we have around here. It's like that, but like all fall stuff, all fall themes. There's a big like pie making spot, and there's like a map. There's a map in the video. Here we go. It's this big. It's very big. So there's a lot going on. But it takes place throughout one night. So he has a crush on this girl, and it's their last night working there. They're gonna graduate soon, so they're gonna like go to other places, and they won't be able to come back. And she's his best friend there, and she's like, you gotta go talk to her. You talked about her all this time. You never really talked to her. You gotta go talk to her. It's your time. So the whole night is like him trying to find and get a hold of this girl, and she's helping him, and that's really what it's about. But it's so lovely, and it there's cider and there's like fall things, and you have to read it every year. You have to read it every year. So it's a nice hug every year. I love it.
Oh, it's a nice hug.
It's a nice hug.
It's a nice hug.
Yeah.
This one, I can never pronounce his last name. I feel so bad about it. But James, is it Kokala? Kochala? I'm so bad. The American Elf guy is usually what we call him. But we like him, and I like his work, and I just don't have this book, Fungus: The Unbearable Rot of Being, and it's just about this weird little fungus guy who looks suggestive, and it's great. And so I don't know, I haven't read it yet,
fun.
But it does look fun. I love this guy's art. I think it's great, and everyone check out his stuff because his stuff's really good. American Elf is great. But yeah, he's won the Eisner, the Harvey, and multiple Ignatz awards. He's won a lot of stuff. So this is neat. But we found this at a half price and picked it up.
Nice. Also found this Fish and Chips at a half price. Reed convinced me, hey, there's like a cat on the cover, so you need it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it takes for me. So looks like some cool black and white art. No idea what it's about. It looks like a fun adventure though,
mm-hmm.
and kind of ridiculous at the same time, which I'm into.
I think Fish is the fish and Chips is the cat.
That's my guess.
We're going to assume.
Guess. Yep. The sci-fi origin of Fish and Chips begins here. So that's what I want. I'm looking forward to it.
This is something that I have no idea what it is. I think this was one that I picked up and looked at the cover because I saw there was a cat on it and was like, hey, you should look at this because there's a cat on it. And she probably opened it up and then was like, yeah, this looks like your jam. Because this does not, looking at the art, does not look a thing like something Kristan would enjoy. But it looks like stuff I would enjoy. And it's just alternative comics. There's a lot of
cats.
There are some cats. What is this? This is, oh, Beware the Floating Demon Cats. Fun. It almost looks like a zine. Like it looks like a collection of zines, and like the paper's different. Like there's some.
Some I can't show.
Yeah, there's some butts and stuff like that. But the papers are different. There's like 2 or 3 different paper stocks on here, which you can kind of see, which is just weird. I don't even know who the artist is or any of it. It just says, this was aided by the Zarek Foundation, so that's cool. And then distributed by Alternative Comics, and that's all I have. So neat. I'll probably follow up to say if this was anything. But I'm glad we got it because it's weird. So
for sure.
Looks fun.
This is one I picked up that I was like, I think we're both going to be interested in. Love Letters to Jane's World. This is put out by Lion Forge, and basically a collection of comic strips from, this Essential Jane's World collection gathers the most notable stories from the first comic strip with a lesbian main character. So, and there's tons in this, and it looks like art that we both really like. So, I'm looking forward to that. I've actually I'm not familiar at all with this. I just know a lot of good people in the back blurbed it.
Yeah.
People really like Terry Moore's in the back, Shannon Waters, Alison Bechdel,
Howard Cruz. That's the weird one that's thrown in here that I'm like, look, just the names of the different people who have blurbed and loved it. So you got Alison Bechdel, Howard Cruz, Shannon Waters, Terry Moore.
Yeah, what?
That's just a very eclectic group of people, which makes me think that it'll be something that we'll really enjoy.
Yeah, so I think we're both going to like this one.
Yeah. This is my last one from the half price that I got, and that was specifically for me, because I think a lot of these there's some crossover. And that is the Snake Pit book. So Ben Snake Pit is this guy who does these diary comics, and he's always done just this little format. His art is very simple, very straightforward, but I've always like been a fan of it because it's just so like simple. It was one of the first like little diary comic things that I read. It's very like similar to like Liz Prince, reminds me a lot of. But there's a lot of books put out on the same publisher as mine from Microcosm. So there's a lot of Ben Snake books out there, and I just don't own any. And so finding this one, it's an early one that he put out himself. And also is blurbed by James, the American Elf guy, because I'm not going to try to say his last name again because I feel bad about it. But yeah, so I'm excited to read this. This should be fun.
Nice. I saw this and I was like, well, I immediately have to get it because it was a great price. The Girl from the Other Side. This is the Shiny Deluxe hardcover edition. This is manga.
So shiny.
I read the first volume years ago, and I've been wanting to get back into it. And I saw these were coming out, but I was like, the cover price on these, it doesn't even say, but I think they're like 40 something. So I think they're 3-in-1s. But I've always loved the art. I remember liking that first volume. So, and it looks, it's a little creepy. It's about this little girl and this like demon guy, I guess. He's on the cover. I don't really remember the first volume, but I'm looking forward to getting back into it. And it's so shiny and nice. And again, it looks like no one's touched it.
Yeah.
So I got that with this as well. Blood on the Tracks of Volume 9, which I think this recently came out. And it's like someone was like, hey, let's bring this brand new manga we barely read and bring it to half price, which is great for me.
Perfect.
I'm loving Blood on the Tracks so much. It's out of this. Everyone's out of their mind in it. Okay, that's what I want to say. Like it's unlike anything I've read before in a creepy, good thrillery kind of way, psychological thriller kind of way. I mean, it's a little nuts, but I love it. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I was gonna buy this anyway, so I just saw it for half price. I'm like, this is perfect. So I got that. Another half price. This is the only not comic I'm going to show, but I feel like I need to show it.
Sure.
Because it's a great cover. Why Cats Are Assholes. It's just a great illustrated cover.
It's a good one, yeah.
It's a really good cover. And throughout it, there's actually great illustrations in this. Like, here's the first one dedicated to their cat right there. But it is just like real life kind of cat things and why cats do what they do. And there appears to be interesting facts, and it's like written in a way that's funny, as you can maybe tell by the cover title. And there's great illustrations throughout like every chapter, which look at this little bandit cat. Come on, so it's great.
Can't pass
and
up.
it's a big like question and answer sort of thing. Even like the page numbers are in the cat's butthole. I mean, come on, look at that. Like that's great.
Oh, that's good.
Great.
I didn't even. I mean that's just smart.
I had to get it.
Yeah, you can't pass that up. Really quick, just because I found them before we go to the last bookstore we went to. We also went to this record store called Space Records. Was it Space Records?
Was that it?
The record space.
Was that it?
I think so. Yeah, the
Okay.
record space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't believe me.
Well, we went to we looked up a lot of stores.
I swear it's this.
Maybe.
If not, then we'll correct it in the description.
Yeah.
Because we're not editing this. But they had a lot of cool. They did have some comics and some cool books and things. But they had this Trust Records zine collection, which was neat that Kristan found, and it's like a volume 1, and there's just a bunch of just little things about the scene and records and just cool pictures, cool art and stuff like that. So we picked this up, which I was excited to have, along with some records, which I will show. Mostly just random hardcore records that no one who's going to watch this is going to care about. But if you do, cool, because I do too. Got Dare's, I'm going to forget the name of it. Yeah, Against All Odds, which is one of the best hardcore records to come out this past year. Scott Vogel from Terror says it's the best straight edge band right now, which is true. And they were really cool. I met them. They played here. They played in our hometown, which is cool. I got to pick up Faith, the record. The band's called Spine, but their record. Got to pick this up, which is awesome. It's a record I've been looking for, because look at that art. Like, it's just so creepy. It looks like Vecna going on in here, dude. This is it, and it's a neat record, so I was super stoked to get that. And they repressed the first 4 EPs by Off, which is a fantastic record. Just an Off is one of the best punk bands ever, and just definitely the best punk band making real OG punk stuff. And so I'm super excited to have these. And the record store was cool, and I swear it was called the Record Space.
Okay, I believe you. I think. We did stop. I bought one thing I bought a few more than this, but this is the one thing I'm going to show at Left Bank Books in St. Louis. Awesome bookstore, great store. Really liked it. I got picked up Genderqueer there. This is the deluxe hardcover, and by deluxe I mean they call it a deluxe edition. It's a little hardcover, but it is hardcover. Oni Press put this out. You may have heard about this because it's being it's being attempted to be banned in a lot of places, a lot of schools, and I think it's working, unfortunately. But I read this several years ago before all this controversy happened, and I read it from the library. I adored it. So I was like, yeah, I need to pick this up. I wanted to support the bookstore. It was a great store, and as well as just getting this book right now, I think is important. So if you haven't read it or heard about it, look into it and pick it up. It's great.
Yeah.
And finally,
yes.
The last place we went to is like maybe my new favorite place ever to go. I
would say so. Yes.
It was one of those places I'm like, when did this show up in St. Louis? Because we've been to St. Louis several times throughout our life. By that I mean, I'd say many times throughout our history, not together like before.
Yeah.
We went a few times together, but it's been a while.
It's definitely been a bit, yeah.
So I don't know when this store popped up.
That's great.
But I love it. It's called Betty's Books. If you're ever in St. Louis and you're watching this channel, you have to go there because it's filled with graphic novels. It's only graphic novels and children's books. That's it. That's all they sell.
And there was so much.
There,
like we barely scratched the surface.
We could have stayed there all day.
Yes.
And bought all the things.
Yes.
And we still bought quite a bit of things, but
that's very true.
You know, we didn't want to buy all the things.
Yeah. So, like, I think my favorite part about it was the fact that they had a whole section of mini comics. Specifically, they had books published by Shortbox Comics, which is a British publisher that puts together all these shorts, and we've gotten a lot of work by I'm gonna forget her name, Rosemary Valero.
Rosemary Valero O'Connell.
Yeah, her work has been on there. Lisa Treeman has been on there, and so we've known about Shortbox before, and so it was just really neat to see that here. Like this book, this little mini, look how cute that is, a little bear rhino, little seagull thingy, and this is called Visiting, and it's done by Olivia Horsley, and it looks just like so cute and so fun, and I have no idea. I didn't know anything about it. We tried to. Since we've looked at Shortbox before, we tried to pick stuff that was different that we didn't know. And then there was that one's yours. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I picked this one up. Pass the Baton, which opens like manga, so take that for what you want. But I just really like the art. Again, these are hard to like. It's kind of one of those things you do have to base it on the art because there are no descriptions on the back. But we love many comics, so like I picked this one up. I thought it looked really cool, and that was also Shortbox.
And then there were a couple that weren't Shortbox, which was just neat. But this book feels great. Feel it.
I know.
This one feels. This one's so good. This is by Sydney Chirapak. It's called Beyond the Castle Walls, and I don't know what it's about. It looks kind of like it could be like a little spooky mystery, but it also just the colors and the art. It looks so cool and just so fun, and it's just really exciting when you see stuff like this that you don't know, because you can, it's just in like, I guess our world and culture and everything. It's like comics and everything is so widely publicized and advertised and everything. So when you see stuff that you're like, oh, I've never seen this before, and it looks like something I would love, you just get really excited about it. And then like lastly. Making sure I don't think this is also not Shortbox, but this I swear is risograph printed, and I could be wrong, but by feeling it feels like it. And this is called Lil Grim. Look at Lil Grim.
Adorable.
Look at Lil Grim by Noah Judas. Joe. We'll see. But just look at him being cute. Look at Lil Grim.
Had to get it.
What up, Lil Grim?
Had to get it.
Lil Grim would be my rapper name. Love it.
I also love seeing that because, like, I feel like we've seen many comics in some comic shops. It still seems to be rare and difficult to find the right comic shop that, like, will support that and bring those in. And let alone in a bookstore. But I've also never seen a bookstore like this. It was a bookstore only with graphic novels and collected editions. That's it. Like, we've never seen that. So that was really cool to just see in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I also picked up Queer as All Get Out, 10 People Who've Inspired Me. This is nonfiction, and there are like, queer icons throughout history. Some of them I haven't even heard of, which is cool. It just looked really good, and I like stories like that. So
yeah,
That was great. And of course, House Cat Trouble. Cat comics, y'all. I had to get it. I love the art in this. And I couldn't walk away from it.
No. I think...
I mean, one house, 3 cats in a lot of trouble. What are we doing?
I think our first The Comic Slayer YouTube channel t-shirt is going to be Cat Comics, y'all.
Perfect. That's what you need in your life. Cat comics, y'all.
I feel like that's it.
Yeah.
That's a good note to end on.
So let us know if you've read any of these or you're interested in it.
Mm-hmm. Let us know if you'd buy a shirt that says Cat Comics, y'all, because I'm down to make one. I'll make it because that sounds like fun.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, cool. Well,
all right.
See ya.
Bye.